All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Come to a comfortable seat. You can have your hands facing up, palms up to feel more receptive, or palms down to feel more grounded. I'm going to sit up on a little block, or if you have a pillow or a blanket, cross the legs, sit nice and tall. So we'll start with the eyes open just to begin. I'm going to talk you through a breathing exercise called skull shining breath. It's really energizing and cleansing, releasing toxins and oxygenating the blood. And once you get into it, you can close the eyes if you'd like. But basically, it's an exhale, a sharp exhale. I kind of imagine there's like a little gnat or a bug in your nose that you want to get out. And as you exhale, you kind of pull your belly button, your diaphragm back. A sharp exhale, and the inhales will just naturally come. So we'll take 3 rounds, and with each round, you'll do about 30 to 50 rounds. Maybe you're going a little faster or slower than me. So here's an example. And I just count the exhales, 30 to 50 or so. So whenever you're ready, you'll take an inhale and then just begin with those sharp exhales, like you're getting something out of your nose. And you can close the eyes. And after however many rounds, just pause and take a few natural breaths between rounds. Between rounds, you can release the posture, the head or the neck a little bit. Just 2 more rounds at your own pace. Whenever you finish up your 3rd round, just kind of release that, coming back to a more natural breath. You can keep the eyes closed. You can open the eyes. You could start some music, my playlist or your own. If you want to switch the cross of the legs, we're going to keep sitting for a little bit. So maybe switch that. And just start to let your neck roll down. So chin towards chest and little semicircles with the head. Feeling the sit bones grounded. Once you feel warm enough in your neck, you can start to roll backwards, chin towards the ceiling, and maybe full circles, going in one direction and the other, always using your own pace, your breath to guide you. 2 more big cycles of breath here. And start to bring the head back to center, crown of head reaching high. And then just roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Nice and slow to begin. Maybe really exaggerate, squeezing shoulder blades together. Eyes can stay open or closed. Go ahead and switch the direction of those shoulder rolls. Breathing into it. And then release. Let the right palm down outside your right hip and reach the left arm up and over your ear, stretching through the left side body, but continue to ground both left and right sit bone. You can kind of move the neck and the head or the jaw and the tongue around. You could use your left fingers to hold the right temple for support. Right elbows bent slightly. Big inhale through the left side body, and then keep your body as it is, but sweep the left arm to the left. Just parallel with the earth, relax the shoulder and reach through the fingertips away from all 5 fingers on the left hand. Tractioning the neck here, and then use your right hand to pull yourself back to center. And we'll do the other side. If you feel the need to kind of switch out your legs, you can do that between sides. Left palm down, left elbow bends, right arm stretching. And again, ground the right sit bone down to continue to stretch through right side body. Maybe hold your head for more support. Roll the shoulder blade up and open. Notice your gaze. You can move it or close the eyes. As if you're holding tension anywhere. And then pressing the left palm keeps the hand there as you sweep the right arm away from you. Relax, shoulder down the back, and draw the fingers away. Left hand pulls yourself all the way back up and bring your hands behind your hips. Fingers can face your glutes or away from you. Plant the soles of the feet about hip width distance apart, so knees bent, and just start to windshield wiper the leg. So toes can be, your heels can be up or down, toes connected to the mat. Starting to move into the side body, the hips. Next time your knees are to the right, bring the shins all the way down. So your knees are about 90 or 80 degrees or so here. Inhale, lift, and start to twist towards your right. If you want to go a little deeper, you can crawl your fingers down, your forearms, your elbows down. And then start to press all the way back up and twist to your left. Little counter twist. All right, if you can, switch the legs without using your hands. Midair, kind of switching. So both knees are bent, pointing to the left. Your left foot is near the right thigh, and then start to twist left. Really using your hands, your spider fingers to bring out the spine, and then maybe going a little lower. Start to press yourself back up towards center and take a little counter twist towards the right. Then maybe switch the legs just to get it on both sides, and then plant the feet again. Feet flat, about hip width distance apart, toes facing forward, hands behind you. Press into the palms, press into the soles of the feet. Inhale, lift, reverse, tabletop. So imagine you're squeezing a block and reach the knees forward. The head and the neck can relax, or you can keep that in line with the spine. Exhale, slowly lower the hips to the ground. Inhale, lift back up. Again, slowly lower the hips. We're going to add a rock and roll. So tucking your chin, hands to the thighs, rock back and roll forward. When you roll forward, see if you can plant the feet, get enough momentum, plant the palms, and lift the hips again. Keep going at your own pace. You can do one rock and roll. You could do a couple of rock and rolls to gather your momentum for that. One or two more reverse tables. And then we'll meet on our back. So next time you roll down, just stay down and plant the feet, head, neck, and shoulders released. Fingers reaching towards the heels. Inhale, lift the hips for bridge pose. So imagine again, the thighs are squeezing the block. As you start to tuck the tailbone and lower the vertebra and the hips down, reach the arms up overhead by the ears. Stretch the arms away from your body, and then start to lower or lift the hips and lower the hands back down by the legs. So a dynamic bridge. You can hold and pause one of these, or keep moving. Lower the hips and lift the arms. Lift the hips and lower the arms. Moving with your breath, maybe one or two more cycles here. All right, next time your hips are down on the ground, stay here. And cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Figure 4 on your back, but we're going to make it a little bit more active core work. So arms are going to stay down. Press the forearm into the thigh to get some core action. Maybe lift the shoulder blades, the head, the neck off. Maybe use your hands for support. But flex the toes and keep the knees both bent at 90 degrees, pressing the forearm into the thigh to work the core. For 3, for 2, for 1. Extend the left leg long away from you. It's a few feet off, it's about 2 feet off the ground. And then right knee stays in line with the right hip. Head, neck, and shoulders can be lowered or lifted. Press the right palm into the right thigh. Just a hold and press. It doesn't look like a lot, but hopefully you can feel it as much as I can here. And you know how hard you're working, so feel the resistance. Press your palm into the thigh for 3. Lift the tailbone so the lower back imprints in the mat for 2. Last breath, and let it go. Shake out the legs. We'll take the second side of that. So left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Figure 4, like pigeon on the back, but without the arms supporting the legs. The core is doing more of the work here. Press the left knee away from you, flexing the toes to engage the legs. Maybe lift the shoulder blades off the mat. Use your hands to support the neck. Keep breathing. One more inhale. And then press the right heel away from you. Right leg goes long. Left knee stays bent, but make sure the thigh is not coming close to the chest. Keep it at 90 degrees. Press the left palm into the left thigh and press the thigh back into the palm. You could lower head, neck, and shoulders if they're lifted. Keep flexing the feet. Holding here. You got this. We need our core for the rest of the class to support our balance and stability. Last slow, smooth breath in. Exhale, let it go. Shake out the legs. Big breath through the belly. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Start to rock and roll again. Massage the spine. And use this momentum to take you into down dog, or just roll to a fetal position and press yourself up. We'll meet in downward facing dog. No rush to get there. Make sure your body's feeling nice and warm. So take time in down dog to walk the dog. Pedal the feet, shake the head, yes and no. Explore and move. Spread the fingers wide. Start to find a more still downward facing dog. And then everybody bend your left knee and bring your right heel down towards the center of the mat. Really press through your palms, reach your hips high, stretching to the right side of the leg. Inhale, traditional down dog. Bend your right knee so that your left heel can come down at an angle towards the center of your mat. Keep pressing the hips up and back. Inhale back to downward facing dog. From down dog, bend both the knees and just tap them to the mat. And press back, downward facing dog. Keep going just like that. Inhale, look forward, tap the knees. Exhale, hips high, dog. Couple more rounds. Next time you have your knees down, keep them down. Bend the elbows, chest and chin come to the earth, elbows close to the rib cage. Untuck the toes. Inhale for your first cobra, little back bend, roll the shoulders back. Press the toenails into the mat. Exhale, make your way to down dog. It could be through plank, tabletop, child's pose, downward facing dog. And from here, slightly bend both knees. Cross your right ankle over left thigh. So figure 4 down dog. And then you can bend both knees a little deeper. Again, really strong through the fingers, the finger pads clawing the mat. Keep pressing the hips back. Inhale, 2 straight legs, down dog. Second side, figure 4 down dog. So 2 knees bend slightly to cross the left ankle over the right thigh and bring the hips back. Downward facing dog. This time, walk your hands to the back of the mat, hands to feet. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Take your time, slow ragdoll. Maybe grab the elbows or behind the nape of the neck. Little bend to the knees. And then release the arms, and as slow as you can, roll all the way up to standing. 1 vertebra at a time, stacking. Slow it down. Rolling up. Nice. When you reach the top, squeeze the shoulders up, back, and down. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale as they lower. Inhale to squeeze. And then inhale, arms up alongside the ears. Feet about hip width distance apart, and sink down into a chair pose, but with the feet hip width distance apart. So we're going to come back to chair a few times during class, but every time you do it, I want to keep your feet at this space or wider hip width distance. Inhale, exhale, fold forward, walk all the way through downward facing dog to plank. You can always lower the knees, shoulders over the wrists, lift the thighs, reach crown of head forward to distribute the weight a little more. And we're going to stay here for 10 cycles of breath. So if being still is easy for you, then maybe you add a little movement, just tapping left knee and right knee like you're walking in place. If movement is easier to kind of distract yourself, then try to just stay still and hold a static plank. Slow breath. In the nose, out the mouth, or in the nose and out the nose if that's possible for you. Got 3 more slow breaths. Take a break if you need. Press to down dog or lower the knees. Stay with it. Last breath or 2. Then down dog is the release, hips high. This time, look to your hands and walk to a forward fold at the top of the mat, tiptoe as many steps as you need to get there. When you reach the top of the mat, take a half lift, long spine, pressing the palms into the legs. Take a full breath here, inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Maybe bend the knees, inhale, rise, mountain, arms sweep high. And sit back, chair pose. Exhale, hips come down. Forward fold. Half lift, lengthen the spine. Step back to plank. And your first Vinyasa Chaturanga, it could be knees, chest, chin. You can press straight to down dog. You can always skip it. You can always take a child's pose or add a push-up. From down dog, take a full round of breath. I'll set the intention with a quick reading from Pema Chodron. When we embrace the groundlessness of our situation and relax into its dynamic quality, that's called enlightenment, or awakening to our true nature, to our fundamental goodness. Another word for this is freedom. Freedom from struggling against the fundamental ambiguity of being human. So as I suggest the shapes today, make choices to kind of feel free in your own body, finding some autonomy, listening to what you need today. As you inhale, reach your right leg high and draw your right knee towards your nose using the core. Exhale, press the right leg back. So you're in a 3-legged plank. Draw the right knee forward again. Press the heel back, 3-legged plank. Again, right knee pulls forward. Extend the right leg long. This time, right knee forward and hold. Draw the right knee towards the chest and then tap the right knee to the earth. 2 more. Inhale, draw it up. Tap it down. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee and shin come down. You can angle it for more support. Left heel rolls down to the left. Left arm reaches up and over the ear for a side plank variation. Keep pressing through the outer edge of left leg, reaching the left arm over the ear. 1 more inhale. And then left palm comes down. Roll the left heel high, lift the left leg and reach the right arm forward. Finding balance here. Reach your fingers, reach your toes, and then elbow towards knee under the body, bird dog. Inhale, extend. Again, just like that. This time, take your right arm a little further to the right and your left leg a little further to the left. So it's an angled bird dog. And we'll take 2 more elbows to knee here. Taking up a little more space. Right palm down. Tuck the right toes under and find 3-legged down dog, left leg high. Big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, left knee towards nose. Exhale, press the left leg back, 3-legged plank. Knee towards nose, draw it into your chest, and extend the left leg long. Again, knee towards nose, extend. This time, hold the knee in, lift the knee towards the chest, and then tap the knee to the earth. Draw it up and tap. Inhale, draw. This time, tap left knee, left shin, come down, right heel rolls to the right toes pointing to the right, and reach the right arm overhead. Sorry, your heel rolls to the left. Left hand is your base. Feel the stretch in the right side body. You can always come to a fist or a forearm to modify and support your wrists. You can always use your fingers to support the head and the neck. One more inhale. Right hand comes down, right heel lifts, squaring off the leg, so dialing your right toes to the earth, and left arm stretches overhead like you're shaking someone's hand with your left arm. Knee towards nose 2 times. Exhale as you crunch, inhale as you lengthen, and then take it wider. So left arm a little to the left, right leg a little to the right, and then 2 times under the body. Put your left palm down, tuck your left toes, make your way to 3-legged down dog. Take a full cycle of breath here. And exhale, downward facing dog, 2 feet to the mat. Option to go through your flow. Freedom to make choices. When you reach down dog, take a full breath. Exhale, let it out. Bend the knees and come to a hovering tabletop. So knees and chins are hovering off the mat. Stay and hold here, or the option to play with kick throughs. For a kick through, your heels will roll to the left. So 2 heels to the left, toes to the right. Bottom leg, left leg reaches to the right, and right foot reaches for the knee or the ankle or the toe. And then you come back to the hovering tabletop or lower the knees for full tabletop between sides, and switch heels the other direction, kick the bottom leg through. So if you have the hang of that, you can play with going a little faster. A lot for the brain to think about here. Crossing the midline. Keep breathing. You can just hold the hovering tabletop or tap opposite knee without the kick through. And when you're done with that, everybody tabletop, just shake the wrists down a little bit. And meet back in downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale the right heel high. Step forward, high lunge. Right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up, right knee over right ankle, shoulders over the wrist. Maybe widen your stance. Interlace the hands behind the back. Hunch the fists to the earth to open the chest. And then bring the fist to the right hip crease and press into the right hip crease. Inhale here and exhale, slowly lower the left knee to the mat for a low lunge. Make sure your left knee feels supported. Inhale here, and exhale, shift the weight back for a half splits variation. You can keep the fist or release the fist, airplane the arms behind you, and flex the right toes towards your shin. Relax the head and the neck if you can here. One more inhale. Plant the right foot, bend the right knee. Runner's lunge. So hands frame the right foot, tuck the left toes to lift the left knee. Left hand stays down, right hand behind the head. Turn towards the sky, right elbow to the ceiling. And then draw your right elbow down your shin towards the right ankle. Inhale, open back up. Right elbow towards the right ankle. 2 more. Bring your right hand inside the right foot. So 2 hands inside the right leg. And maybe start to walk your right hand behind your ankle around the other side of the foot. So it's a runner's lunge, but with the right hand behind the right foot. Maybe you shimmy your right shoulder under your thigh. Unravel all that. Hands frame the right foot again, runner's lunge. And then turn all 10 toes to the right and reach the right hand back for arrow lunge. Big inhale here, lift the hips. Exhale, right hand down, right heel high, bend the knee, open up the hips, scorpion dog, fire hydrant, shake it out, move it around. You can lower your left forearm or your left elbow if that gives you more space here or more stretch here. And then make your way to downward facing dog. Pull around the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Shift forward to plank. Slow lower to your belly. Slower, slower, slow down. Bend the elbows nice and slow. Yes. Lowering in one piece. And then reach your arms forward and reach your toes back. We're going to lift right arm and left leg just slightly, and then you'll lift left arm and right leg. So as you're ready, inhale, lift the right arm, the left leg, peeling off the mat. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, left arm and right leg, opposite arm and leg, lift and lower. Keep going. Once more each side. And then hands by the chest, downward facing dog. You can always press through child's pose or tabletop to get there. Inhale, left leg lifts, high lunge, step to the top of the mat. Take your time to set up your high lunge. Your all 10 toes facing forward, straightening the back leg, relaxing shoulders down the back. Relax the fingers, relax the face, and then bring the hands behind the back. Maybe switch the interlace the less habitual way. Punch down, feel the spine lengthening, and then bring that fist to the outer left hip crease and press into the left hip crease. Keep the hands as they are and slowly back knee lowers, low lunge. You can always double up the mat here. Inhale for the stretch through the psoas, and exhale, your fist goes back behind you as you straighten left leg, hips back, half split variation. You can release the grip of the hands if you'd like. You can keep the toe tucked or untuck the back toe. One more breath. Runner's lunge, left knee bends, two hands down, straighten the back leg. Right hand to the mat or a block, left hand behind the head, open the chest to the left. Exhale, close it off, left elbow slides down the shin to the left ankle. And then a few more times, open and close with a twist of the torso. When you're ready, two hands come inside the left leg. And then you start to walk your left hand behind your left ankle and shin and draw your left shoulder under. And then come on back out. Runner's lunge. Turn all 10 toes to the left and sweep the left arm back. Arrow lunge. Different sensation here. Sweep the left arm overhead, plant the left hand, and shoot the left leg back. Three-legged dog. Shake that left leg out. Bend the knee, feel the hip and the ankle, release. Maybe the right forearm comes down to the earth. We meet in downward facing dog. Full breath, inhale. Exhale. Plank as you're ready. Slow lower to the belly. Engaging the core. When you reach the belly, just flip over onto your back. From your back, draw your right knee into your chest, hands to the shin, give it a nice compression. And then you can just move your leg a little left and right or in a little circle, just finding some space there. And move it into a happy baby. Right hand to right ankle or sole of foot, foot to the sky, right knee outside the right rib cage. And use the right hand to guide the right leg to the left. Left hand grabs the right thigh, turning the ear to the right, little spinal twist. And then release the right leg alongside the left. Just a brief halfway point in our class. A moment in Shavasana. Left knee to chest when you're ready. Squeeze the knee, hands to the shin. Move the left knee a little bit around. When you're ready, half happy baby. Left foot to the sky, right hand can coax the right hip down. Start to find a spinal twist, guiding the left leg across the body to the right. Maybe gaze to the left. Come back to center. Bring both knees to the chest, give yourself a little hug, and then hands behind the thighs, and just start to rock and roll, just like we did in the warm-up. When you're ready, we'll rock and roll and plant the feet into reverse table. So soles of the feet plant. You're facing the back of the mat still, it's fine. Hands plant, and inhale, lift up, reverse table. Relax the head back if that feels okay. Press into all four corners of the feet. Exhale, lower and tap the hips. All right, inhale, come back up. From here, you can choose to hold, or you'll extend your right leg away from you. Lift your left leg, arm, and see if you can tap your knee or your foot. And then lift your left knee, left foot, reach your right arm. So opposite foot, you can always stop for a moment and look at what I'm doing. If you want to play with that, play with the shift of the weight and the balance change. And then everybody come back down, hips to the mat. We're going to take one more variation from here. If you'd like to watch the first round, you can. I'll lift my hips. Inhale, my right hand lifts, and I reach the hips higher and look over towards my right hand as it reaches overhead. Then hips come towards the earth as I switch sides. Let's take one or two of those on each side. You can hold it. And once you've done one or two, give our wrists a break, come all the way to your seats. Lengthen the spine, extend the legs away from you so their feet are towards the back of the mat, heels down, toes up, press into the palms and lift for a reverse plank. Looks a little bit like a slide. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, come to a seat, lengthening the spine. Staff pose, just press your hands, your fists into the earth to sit the chest up tall. And then bend the knees and turn around for tabletop, coming back to the top of the back to facing the regular direction of your mat. And we have about 10 breaths here. Could be traditional child's pose. You could take some nice wrist stretches. After all that work on our wrists, you could take a child's pose. Maybe close your eyes and just see if you can move organically, finding the freedom to do something different today, or maybe it's the same thing that you like to do every day. Undulate the spine or rest the body. If you're doing wrist stretches, make sure to get both sides. If you're in a child's pose or puppy pose, you could maybe bend the elbows and press the palms together for more of a tricep stretch. Then one more cycle of breath. Start to think about returning to tabletop, neutralizing the spine, and returning to downward facing dog. From down dog, right heel high. Step forward to warrior one. So right foot steps where your right hand was and left heel comes down. Widen your stance to square the shoulders towards the front of your mat. Left hip forward, left shoulder forward. Right knee over ankle. Bring the right hand to your right hip and dive the left arm over towards the right corner of your mat. Then bend the elbow and pull back towards the back of your mat. A couple more times. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Beautiful. Dive forward one more time. And this time as you pull back, bending the left elbow, bend the left knee, shifting the weight to the back of the mat, Skandasana, deep lunge to the back of the mat. So left knee bends and right leg goes straight. Hands can be pressed at heart center, lift the chest, or hands on the floor or your block. It's a big transition back to warrior one. So look at your right toes when you're ready. Inhale, step back, forward, warrior one. Interlace the hands behind the back like we did from high lunge, and then bring your fists to the outer right hip crease. Press into the hip crease. Keep the arms as they are and find warrior two legs. So torso now turns to the side. Maybe widen your stance. Press into the hip crease. Inhale. Traditional warrior two arms. Extend the arms away from you. Inhale, slowly straighten the arms, straighten the legs, lift up. Exhale, back into the lunge like you're moving through water or honey. Press the palms down. Again, inhale, lift up. Straightening the limbs, and exhale, rebend the right knee. Warrior two. Inhale, star pose, heels and toes out. And then exhale, hands to hips, turn the toes forward and take a wide-legged forward fold of choice. Any arm variation here. Maybe arms walk through the legs or forward like down dog, or hands hold the nape of the neck. Take about 5 breaths. Begin to walk your hands under your chest. Inhale, half lift to lengthen the spine, and then walk your hands to the top of the mat. Coming to your runner's lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, step back, plank, vinyasa, or press to downward facing dog. Nice choices. From down dog, we move to the left side. So left leg lifts. Step forward, warrior one. Set up your warrior one, checking your foundation from your feet, up your legs, your torso. And then left hand to left hip, and sweep, dive your right arm to the left corner of your top of your mat, and then bring your right elbow to the back of your mat. Really exaggerate. Inhale and exhale. Next time you're pulling back and your right elbow is bent, shift the weight to the right foot, bend the right knee, deep lunge towards the back of the mat, left leg straightens. See if you can keep the spine long and lengthening here. One more inhale, and then back to the warrior one at the top of the mat. So look to your left big toe. Start to turn your hips and your shoulders forward. Squaring the hips as best you can, and then hands behind the back, interlace, playing with the switching of the fingers. Come over with your fist to the left hip crease, and then turn to warrior two with the legs and the torso. Left knee over ankle. Extend the arms away from you, warrior two. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Again, slowly. Warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Rise up and turn your heels in. Hands to the hips. This time, same thing. You could do a wide-legged fold with a different arm variation or twist. You could come to floor frog, a bigger hip opener with the knees and ankles in line with each other and the shins parallel with one another and the forearms maybe coming down or the chest. You could take a headstand. We again have about 5 cycles of breath. Start to make your way out of your pose here by walking your hands under your chest. Take a half lift, lengthen the spine, and crawl the hands to the top of the mat. Step back for your vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Nice work, everybody. From down dog, take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. We're coming into another leg sequence here. So step the right foot forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. It's a big ask for your legs. You're going to step into one-legged mountain. So maybe walk the back foot in a little bit. Right foot is the base. Keep reaching the arms up for support. Inhale, left leg, left thigh lift. Exhale, figure 4, chair pose in your hips, crossing ankle over thigh. Hands can come to hips, heart center, your legs or your foot, or all the way towards the floor. I'm going to hold it for 2 breaths. And then rise back up, one-legged mountain. Hands to the shins, compression, knee compression. We did this lying on our back. So now we're working with balance. Stay here, or left hand draws the left leg to the left, maybe reach the right arm to the right for counterbalance. If you're feeling really open, you could grab your foot and play with the standing hamstring stretch. One more inhale. Start to bring your knee back to center. And then just fold forward, 2 feet down, release. Bend the left knee deeply, left hand down, right hand to the sky. Forward fold twist. Second side. Right hand comes down, right knee bends generously, left hand reaches for the sky. Always bend the elbow and wrap it behind the back. Fold forward. Half lift, neutralize the spine. Exhale, plant the palms. And step back. Down dog. Option to flow between sides. You're taking your vinyasa, no rush. When you're ready, left leg lift, step forward, high lunge. Just make sure you're getting the second side. Walk the back foot in a little bit, transitioning all the way to the left leg. One-legged mountain, right knee rises. Stand tall, and then figure 4. Sit the hips down, cross ankle over thigh. Maybe hands to the legs or to the leg. Maybe fingertips towards the block, the water bottle, or the floor. And everybody rise back up. A lot for the left leg, right knee lifts, arms up, and then hands to the shin. Pull the chest or the leg to the chest. Right hand stays on the right shin and bring the right leg out to the right. Left arm reaching away towards the left. Standing tall through the crown of the head. One more inhale to balance. Start to draw the knee back to center. And then just place the right foot down and fold forward over 2 straight legs. Or bend them gently. Maybe pedal the feet, shake the head, the jaw around. And when you're ready, take that flat back half lift to reset. Plant the palms. Optional vinyasa or skip it. Down dog. All right, we're coming into a squat at the top of the mat. So look at your hands, walk or hop, feet outside the hands. Bend the knees on the exhale. Heels can be lowered or lifted. Press the palms away from the spine. Inhale, arms up by the ears. Heel toe your feet a little bit closer in so that they're both on your mat. And start to turn your toes a little bit more forward. Press into the left foot. Inhale, rise up and lift the right knee, one-legged mountain. Come back into your squats, a little wider than chair pose or hip width distance, sink down. And then put the weight in your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain, left knee lift. All right, left foot comes down, come back into your squat. Inhale, stand up. Bring your feet to hip width distance apart. We're almost done with the squatting, or also known as chair pose in yoga. Sink down, chair pose. From here, lift the right heel off the mat. Keep both knees bent. We're going to go into chair elevators. Inhale, lift the right thigh towards the chest, and then tap the toe down. Inhale, lift, and tap. One more, lift, and tap. This time, two left leg straightens, one-legged mountain, right knee lifts. Two arms high, figure four. Last time here. All right, so we have the option. It's a pretty crazy arm balance. I probably won't do the full thing. Maybe I'll try to demonstrate it. Option to bring your hands to the floor and take flying pigeon, where you wrap your foot around your bicep. You use your arms, you're trying to run the arms as a shell. You hover here, or maybe extend your leg back, or maybe you're like, absolutely not. And let's all just fold forward and release. Let that go. Maybe flutter the lips like a horse. And when you're ready, half lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, mountain. Feet hip width distance apart. Last chair pose. Hips low. Left heel lifts. Pop the left heel up. Right knee stays bent. Draw the left thigh towards the chest. Balancing on right leg. Tap the left foot. Little elevators, lowering and lifting the left leg. And then next time you lift it, straighten the right leg. You're in one-legged mountain, left thigh lifts. Figure four. Last time here. We're going to take it on our back at the warm down. Last time in our balancing figure four. Maybe you start to reach your hands for the floor or blocks. And maybe you want to give a little try of that tricky arm balance, which I can break down anytime after class too. Making a shelf for your left leg and hooking your left foot around the right. One side is definitely trickier than the other. Wherever you are, let's find forward fold at the top of the mat. Take a half lift to reset the spine. Plant the palms. Step back. Vinyasa or straight to down dog. We had a last standing sequence, and then we're on our backs. Warrior two. Step forward. From warrior two, extend the arms away from you. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh. Left arm over the ear. Reverse warrior. So legs stay the same. Left hand down, left leg. Cartwheel the hands to a runner's lunge. And then lift the chest off the thighs. Reach the arms away from you like you're flying an airplane. Interlace the hands behind the back. And rise up, high lunge. We've been here before. Low lunge, left knee down. Half split, shift the weight back. This time your hands can frame the foot alongside the right shin. And this time to transition to side plank. So left palm down, So bring the right leg behind you, just like the warm-up. The foot can stay down or lift the ankle in line with the hip, reach right arm over ear. Stay here or crunch elbow to knee 1 or 2 times. Tabletop, hands and knees to the mat. Tuck toes, downward facing dog. Left leg high, warrior 2, last side. Soften the shoulders, extend through fingers, and then forearm to thigh, side angle. Press into the forearm into thigh to create space in the left side body, and then keep the legs as they are. Sweep up and back, reverse your warrior. Left side body stretches. Cartwheel the hands to runner's lunge, lifting the right heel. Lift the chest away from your thighs and reach your arms away from you. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind the back. Interlace the hands, maybe switch the grip, and use the knuckles to press away from you to draw your shoulders over your hips. High lunge, right knee comes down to the earth, low lunge. Half splits, press the hips back, flexing left toes towards the face, and hands can frame the left leg. Right hand starts to plant, maybe left hand to the hip as you transition. Left hand on left hip and slide the left leg behind you. Maybe it's a balancing side plank variation, or maybe the foot is planted. Left arm comes over the ear, stretch away from you, and maybe elbow towards knee, a crunch. Tabletop. Final flow or final downward facing dog. From your final down dog, look towards your hands. We're going to hop or walk to a squat, Malasana. Bend the knees, feet outside the hands. And then just come to a seat. Extend the legs away from you first. Staff pose again. Just shake out the legs, maybe side to side. Letting the knees release. I'm going to take one last optional arm balance, but it's from a seat. And it's called backpack pose. So I'm going to start with my left leg. Bend your left knee. And like a backpack, you're going to strap your left leg over your shoulders. So hand to my foot. Left hand comes down. However you want to get there. I kind of grabbed my foot and draw and squeeze your bicep and your shoulder with your left leg. Enough that you can release your left hand and your hands from it. So left hand down, right hand down outside the hips. Flex your right toes. Press into your hands and maybe your hips start to lift. Maybe not. Maybe your whole leg lifts off the ground. Yeah, so whenever you're ready, try it or don't. You can just watch or take a break. And then when your hips come down, everybody grab your right ankle like a seated pigeon and just cradle your left leg. Rocking the left leg out. We're going to move into a twist. So the sole of the left foot steps outside the right thigh. Sit tall and twist to your left. Inhale here. Exhale, little counter twist to the right. And then we're moving into a figure 4. Plant the sole of your right foot, keeping your left ankle over thigh, and roll to your back. Pigeon on the back. You can interlace your hands behind your right thigh or over the shin. Head, neck, and shoulders relaxed. Release the arms away from you. And then just bring your legs to the right. But the sole of the left foot is going to come to the floor. So your left knee is bent towards the sky. Right hand presses into the left thigh. Press it away from you. Inhale back to center. Little bicycle of the legs or kick them to the sky. And then your hands to your thighs. Last rock and roll. Rock and roll up to a seat. We can try that arm balance or you can skip it on the right side. So back half pose, you sort of use your left hand a little bit like happy baby in your right leg. Strap your foot over your shoulder as you bend your right elbow and press the foot down. Squeeze your arm with your leg and then use your hands to lift up. Maybe you float, maybe you don't. It can feel kind of frustrating and weird. Come on out and just lengthen the spine if you were rounding there and cradle the right leg. Step the sole of the right foot across the left thigh, lift the chest and start to twist to the right. Start to counter twist to your left. And then hands behind the back, left sole, foot plants, figure four, rolling all the way to your back, remaining here for the rest of time. Use your hands. So unlike our core figure four, use your hands for support. The more you draw your right knee away from you, the more of a stretch you'll feel. Let the eyes close for the rest of the practice. Take the arms away from you nice and wide. And then let the legs float to the left with the sole of the right foot plants as both knees stay bent, but the right knee is facing the sky and left hand can gently press the right thigh away from you. Make your way to your back and full happy baby, feet to the ceiling. Last invitation to move, rocking on the sacrum or fluttering of the lips. And then start to slide into your final Shavasana. You've done so much. And now is the time to let your body restore and integrate all the benefits of the hard work you've done over the last 60 minutes. So eyes closed, palms up or down, maybe hands to belly. There's nothing to do. I'll give you a few minutes here of rest and I'll guide you out when it's time. Stay right where you are if you can. Looking in Shavasana, letting your body stay still. In Asian languages, the word for mind and the word for heart are the same. So if you're not hearing mindfulness in some deep way as heartfulness, you're not really understanding it. Compassion and kindness towards oneself are intrinsically woven into it. You can think of mindfulness as wise and affectionate attention. John Kabat-Zinn. Take a bit deeper of a breath, an audible exhale. Maybe bring the hands to the belly to feel the breath. Maybe use the next few cycles of breath to draw the knees and gather them at heart center to give yourself a loving embrace, a nice squeeze. And as always, you can stay here for even longer or start to roll to the side and pause. And eventually find a comfortable seat. We can take a collective breath together. Exhaling everything out. Inhale to fill up. And let it go. Nice practice. As always, it was not easy, but you made it. Good work. Thanks for moving with me.